Hi, my name is Amber, and this is my February wrap-up. I read a total of 8 books this month, which I'm extremely proud of. Now I read 4 physical books and 4 digital books, so I will start with the physical ones first. The first book that I read this month was Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This is a story about a girl and the time of Jack the Ripper, and she is hearing and seeing about all of these murders and decides to take it upon herself to figure out who Jack the Ripper is. And she actually works on autopsies with her uncle, I believe it is. And it's just this crazy, dark, twisted, very gory story that I loved so much. It was a lot of fun and a lot of really hilarious character lines for me. I really enjoyed the main 2 characters in this. They are some of my favorite characters that I've read about in a while, and I really enjoyed them. You're seeing her deal with the struggles of being a woman in this era and being told that you can't do certain things and you're only basically supposed to be eye candy and you're supposed to sit there and do as you're told and not really have a job or do anything else. You get married and that's your life. And we see her take over and say no to that role and basically just try to figure out who this murderer is, and she's doing work on bodies, and it's a crazy thing to read about, and I really enjoyed this. It was a really fast to read. I think the only issue I had is there was certain parts in it that were kind of slow. It got kind of boring in some parts, but besides that, it was a lot of fun, and it was really dark and twisted and hilarious, and I cannot wait for the second one that comes out sometime this year, and I'm really excited to see where this is gonna go. I ended up giving this 4 out of 5 stars. Next, I picked up Wires and Nerve by Marissa Meyer. This is the graphic novel that is following the story of Aiko from the Ludo Chronicles series. I was so excited to get my hands on this book. I was so happy when it finally showed up, and I read the entire thing in a day. It's a graphic novel, so it's really fast and really beautiful. The art and the drawings in this are gorgeous, and I loved being able to see all of these amazing characters that I love so much again physically there. It was great to be able to see what they would look like, and I loved the story so much. And you see all these relationships again that are just some of my favorite book relationships in the entire world. This story is adorable, and I loved every minute of it. Definitely gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Next, finally, after so long, I was able to read Kashmir by Temple West. This is the sequel to Velvet, which I have talked about on this channel before, and it is a vampire story where our main character Caitlin ends up needing a vampire bodyguard, and there's the romance and action and hilarious lines in the series. It is so full of sarcasm and just I am in love with these characters. They're so good, and this story is so fun. I was so happy to finally be able to continue on with Adrian and Caitlin and see how their story continues. I love this series so much. It has definitely become a quick favorite of mine. And again, easily gave this 5 out of 5 stars. The last physical book that I read this month was King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard. This is the 3rd book in the Red Queen series. This book will tear you to pieces. There's so much emotional, just heartbreaking moments in this book. So much more than there was in the last 2. We're seeing Mare dealing with her relationship with Maven, and we're dealing with her relationship with Cal, and we're dealing with her relationship with herself and everything that's happened around her, and you're seeing her go through so much, and there's so much character development for Mare that I loved it in this. I'm not going to spoil anything for this, so I don't plan on talking too much about it, but when it comes to the character of Maven, I was for this entire series not sure if I wanted to hate him or hold him and tell him it's going to be okay. He is such a complicated character, and you learn how much more complicated he is in this one, way more than you did in the other ones. He's someone that I can't wait to see where he goes. I can't wait to see how he's going to end up by the end of this series, and I'm just so excited to see all the development that is his character and all the just how deep his character really is. I'm really excited for the next book and really excited to see where this is going to go, because I'm ready to continue on with the series. It is absolutely gorgeous inside and out. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. All of the next 4 books that I'm going to be talking about are all e-arcs that I got through NetGalley. The first digital book that I picked up was Traveler by L.E. Delano, or Delano. I'm going to say the last name wrong. This book was fantastic. It is a time traveling story, and it is a world where there are multiple different dimensions where multiple different versions of you exist. Our main character has been having dreams about a boy, and one day he shows up and ends up telling her everything about how she has this ability to time travel, and there are people trying to kill every version of her out there, and this is a really fast book for me. I ended up reading it in a day. I decided to just randomly pick it up and see where it was gonna go, and then a few hours later I was done with it. It was so fast and so much fun. I do do plan on hopefully picking up a finished copy soon because this was one that I definitely fell in love with and I can't wait to continue on with the next one just to see where it's gonna go. There's really amazing characters in this one. It's just hilarious and adorable, and Pirate Finn is all I need to say to those who have read it. I gave this easily 5 out of 5 stars. Next, I started Gilded Cage by Vic James. This is a complicated world where there are equals who have magical abilities and then there are commoners who basically have to take 10 years out of their life at some point in time and be a slave to these equals in some way. A lot's going on. It's multiple POV, which is already something that's kind of hard for me. I don't really enjoy multiple POV very often. It has to be a character that I love. It's just a crazy, difficult, really harsh world that we're reading about, and there's a ton of characters that you're watching their point of views throughout this, and it just, I don't know, it kind of bored me a lot. There were only certain characters that I really enjoyed their chapters and other ones where I was just kind of reading to get through it, and it wasn't a bad book. It definitely got better towards the end. Things picked up a little bit more and there was a little bit more action and crazy things happening, and it really captured me more towards the end than it did throughout the beginning of the book. So I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I don't know if I'm going to continue the series with the next one coming out, but we will see. Next, I picked up Something Like Voodoo by Rebecca Hamilton. This is a story about a girl who has the ability to draw people when they're about to die. Depending on the drawing, it can show how they're going to die, but anytime she draws someone, they most likely die. And it is filled with witches and voodoo and crazy events and powers, and it's definitely a kind of mix between a magical story and school drama in a way kind of story. It's full of secrets and twists and turns, and there's a lot to it, and it's a really fast read. It didn't take me very long to get through it. If it continued, I might be able to pick up the books and just kind of see what happens. Overall, it was just an okay read for me. It was fun and light, but it was just okay. So I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars. The last book that I read on my Kindle this month was Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. Now, if you haven't seen this book around, I'm very shocked because it is everywhere. This cover has been everywhere. Everyone's been talking about it. So when I got approved to read this e-arc on NetGalley, I was extremely excited. I sped through the entire thing so quickly and loved every second of it. This is a story about a girl who is the daughter of the Pirate King, as the title suggests. In this world, there are 3 pieces of a map that connect together, and these 3 pieces are with different pirate lords. The Pirate King has one, her father, and 2 other lords have them. So she decides to take it upon herself to fake a kidnapping and get onto this pirate lord's ship and try to figure out where this piece of the map is that will lead them to an island that has tons and tons of treasure. I don't want to give anything away with this because I think it's a really fun read to kind of just go into knowing that there's pirates and that's all you really should know. It was a lot of fun and so hilarious and amazing, and the main character is just so incredibly powerful and strong, and you're just constantly cheering her on, and she is just so tough and strong and incredible, and she's definitely become one of my favorite strong female characters that I've read. And then there's Raiden, who is the love interest in this book, and I loved him so much. He is hilarious and fantastic, and the chemistry between them two in this book is fantastic. I just hope that everybody decides to go pick this up and read it because it's a really light, fun read, and I cannot wait for the next one. I ended up giving this 5 out of 5 stars. So those are all the books that I read in the month of February. Let me know your favorite read of February down below, and I will see you guys next time.